How's it going, guys, and welcome to a brand new survival series, a modded survival series of Gregtech New Horizons. So, here I am in my humble little area that we have settled in this episode. But, how did I get here? Let's rewind a little bit. And here we are, brand new world, fresh new start. Super excited for this series. This is going to be a series like I have never ever done before. So, instantly right now we're gonna try and get a bed because the night is deadly in Gregtech and we do not want to wait any further. So we're gonna start getting some wool, punch some trees, and start making a bed. Of course, if you know Gregtech, you know how atrocious its recipes are. Like look, just to make a bed, you're gonna need all of this. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. But yeah, I mean, come on, it's Gregtech. Now to make a crafting table as well, we're gonna need some gravel for flint. So let's go ahead and try and find some here and there. I do see a water pond over there. We also need to be careful about our hunger, since Spice of Life is in this mod pack. And if you know that, it's basically insanely hard to deal with because you're gonna need to keep eating different foods, and the food barely regenerates any health. So this is going to be challenging. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. We'll be exploring that soon. I am going to be stealing the banner. Ooh, look at that. A slime island from the Tinker's Construct. That is going to be kind of helpful from what I can remember. Alright, so this series, let's talk about it a little bit while we'll try and find some gravel here and there and collect some berry bushes. So, this series, what's it going to consist of? Well, this series is going to be mostly as a playthrough of Gregtech, but also it's going to contain some explanations, tips and tricks, and everything like that for beginner players. I'm going around collecting these bushes over here, the gardens. These gardens actually give you multiple foods when broken, so this is going to be helpful in the future. But yeah, basically I'm going to be giving out tips like this for beginners, and you guys also give me tips in the comments down below, so that we can both, learn from each other when it comes to Gregtech. And here we go, we got some gravel. And now gravel is actually different in Gregtech, as you basically craft it like this to make flint instead of having it a chance drop. So it's basically a guarantee that you're going to get flint from 3 gravel. And to make a crafting table, you need 2 logs and 2 flint. Perfect. Okay, now a bed. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to need 2 fences, which are, by the way, 6 sticks and 3 planks. And these planks basically convert into nothing. So let's go ahead and create 6. Okay, 12 sticks. There we go. We're going to need a little bit more wood for our planks here. Right, like so. We're going to have 2 fences. And okay, looks like we can't craft fences out of this wood. We need to find another kind of wood. That is going to be a little bit challenging. Before I actually go and find me some new wood, I actually want to kind of get a little bit more gravel here, since it's going to be useful for our early game. Let's lock that off here. And we're actually going to need some other wool here, since the bed is actually crafted out of carpets and not wool. So this is gonna be a little complicated. Also, if you're wondering why I really don't want to live out the night, it's because things just go completely dark. Basically, you can't see, and infernal mobs. They're basically these huge overpowered mobs that, yeah, they kill you instantly if you're not prepared. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about, hunger here. This is gonna take a while. Oh, okay. Gotta be a little careful there, especially that we don't have enough food to regenerate. Okay, didn't find the wood, but I did find some sheep here that we can get the rest of our wool in. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be careful of that as well. So mobs randomly explode when you try and hit them for some reason, sometimes. It's kind of a chance thing of happening. It doesn't always happen, but we gotta make sure that we keep our distance. Go. Okay, we got enough wool. We can craft it all into carpet now. And let's actually get to the rest of the resources here. So we need a soft mallet, which is okay. So we need a stick here and 6 planks. There we go. And we also need 3 planks, which we already have here. So we're just missing the fences now. Okay, looks like we approached a small spruce tree here. Actually, not spruce tree. This is a rubber tree. But I would hope we can get a rubber sapling here, since this is going to be useful for the future. Yes, we did get a rubber sapling. And now we can actually just kind of try and get the... Okay, can't even be crafted into planks. That was a waste of time. Or it wasn't actually, because rubber saplings are insanely useful when we get more into the, actual technical part of Gregtech. And Okay, yeah, these are kind of useless here. Okay, we gotta be careful of wolves in this pack, and it looks like it's a boss as well. That is not good at all. So yeah, wolves just kind of attack you straightforward in this pack. They don't even, they don't even like, okay, yep, see what I mean? It was gonna follow me. Okay, looks like it has become a little crazy there. But yeah, be careful of these guys. They attack you in packs, and you don't really want to approach any one of them. Okay, gotta be careful here. And let's just get out of this awful biome. This is, well, why are we even here? And finally, spruce wood. Yes, took long enough, and just in time as well, because night is actually approaching, and it's time to craft our fences here. So 2 spruce fences. There we go. 2 fences down here. 3 carpets up here. 4 planks down here. Let's use this. And a soft mallet. There we go. We got ourselves a bed. And let's instantly sleep before the night actually approaches. As soon as it approaches, there we go. So at this point in Gregtech, if you have already survived your first night, either by crafting a bed or by going underground and making yourself a shelter, consider yourself lucky, because this is probably one of the hardest parts of the early game of Gregtech. So if you've crafted yourself a bed, then you're probably going to be set for the rest of the grind here. And now that we have a bed, we can actually get started on our quest book. But first, I do want to get some food here because we are kind of starving. See, that's what I mean. After a while, it just kind of stops giving you any hunger, and you just kind of start wasting food. So we got to be careful about our food sources here. Okay, yeah, I am not ready for you. Stay away. Okay, so before we actually get started on our quests here, I do want to find a biome with a high humidity level, and I think somewhere like the jungle here or the warm acacia biome should be good. As you can see, yeah, there we go, 90% humidity. That should be perfect, because a high humidity means that, later on it's going to be easier to generate infinite water sources, which, yeah, by the way, they don't exist in Gregtech here, and we are stuck in quicksand. That is just perfect. That is lovely. You know what I mean? Okay, there we go. And we can actually go around the quicksand. And there we go. We have found our ultimate biome and have crafted a bed at the beginning, as well as found an oil thing here, which we will actually use later on. But for now, we actually want to kind of go to a bit of a clear area so that we can actually settle in. Let's actually break this with something. Also, be careful of these thorns. They actually damage taking that and that. Well, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm collecting these like gardens here, that's because if you plant them, they actually spread around, which is basically a free source of food. Okay, great. So we have found a place to settle in. That is a decent humidity right here, 90% humidity, somewhere about like this river biome here. The place is a little cramped up, but we can deal with it later on. So let's get started on our quest book then. So it begins. We're gonna need 8 dirt. Also, be careful of this quicksand here, because that is in fact quicksand. There we go. This should be our first quest completed. And by the way, in case you want to play along with the same seed, this right here is the seed I am using. So you can go ahead and load up if you want to play along. Okay, so this quest requires 9 gravel and 5 random logs of wood. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. First, I'm going to have to let a tree floating here, unfortunately. And there we go. We can actually submit 2 logs here, and there we go. The best thing is that we get the torch from it, since, yeah, I don't think we want to stay in a dark base, do we? Okay, first of all, we need 3 flint, which we can easily craft right here. There we go. And then we need to craft a crafting table. For some reason, it's a crafting task, so yeah, we're gonna have to do it the crafting method here. But there we go. We have 2 crafting tables, I guess. And we can also check this off the list. And now we can finally actually make some tools. There we go. We can actually make an axe to start chopping down this area here, since it is really cramped up with trees and stuff here. So let's make our first flint axe, which we actually need more flint for, which needs more gravel. So let's collect. And by the way, this place is actually perfect, since it has a combination of clay, sand, and gravel, meaning that it's basically going to be perfect when it comes to our future progression here, since this is basically all we need for the Gregtech early game. I hear a spider. That's not good. So, long story short, Gregtech, what do you want to start with? Well, number 1, you want to start by crafting a bed so that you can skip the night. And number 2, you want to actually find a decent location to settle in. Now, what's a decent location? Usually some kind of river biome with a high humidity level. As you can see here, it's actually zero humidity. So let's go here. There we go. 90 humidity. So you want a high humidity level, like 90%, for example, as well as a river biome, since it contains clay, gravel, and sand, which are three essential resources that you will need for your early game. Right, and with that said, we can actually craft our brand new flint axe here. There we go. We can start chopping down some of this ugly trees here and there, and you can actually clear the area out a little bit. Always find it annoying how with flint tools you can't mine the actual anything except for the things that are mineable with the tool itself. That is kind of annoying. And there we go. The space is kind of a little clearer now. We can actually break this little bit of annoying grass here and there, and the space should look much emptier now. There we go. This is a whole lot better when it comes to a space for us to work with. We can go ahead and chop this one log here. And good thing is that we have fast leaf decay on. It's just that it's not doing this. It is attached here. And there we go. It should decay now. There we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on with the quest book. So it's telling us to craft the rest of the tools now. I actually want to go ahead and craft the shovel first of all, since this is going to make collecting gravel much easier for the future tools. And it is nighttime. Okay, so let's go ahead and craft the rest of our tools here. First, we can go ahead and craft some planks here, and we got a lot of wood here from actually breaking down and clearing the area. And now it's time to craft the rest of the tools. So we're gonna need 2 flint for the sword, 3 for the pickaxe, and 2 for the hoe. So let's do that. Go ahead and craft both of these, as well as our sword. There we go. We have a full set of tools now. Tools completed. And we even completed this quest here without even actually realizing, so that's pretty cool. Okay, and now we need some wool, which we have gathered earlier, but no worries since we have some sheep here. And yes, this does also apply fire aspect to the mouse. That is a cool add-on. Let's actually plant our gardens here for now, because we actually really need food. So yeah, we're gonna plant some of our gardens in this kind of pattern here and wait for them to spread around so that we can actually get some food. Oh yeah, by the way, if you right click with the food in your hand, it just attacks all the sheep in the radius. I don't know why. Okay, so we need one more sheep. Of course, it's only this one more. Also, we do have a quest of killing some pigs, so let's go ahead and do that simultaneously. Find the final sheep and quest. And of course, it's always that final thing that just doesn't exist, right? And we are stuck in quicksand yet again. Okay, so let's actually leave the pig quest for later, and let's actually focus on our main quest line now, so we can actually progress further into the pack. So we have made everything here. We need to get a stack of cobblestone, or we can go ahead and craft a chest. I'd like to craft the chest first, since we are running out of inventory space here, and we're going to need one more gravel for it. So 1 flint, 4 planks, and 4 logs. There we go. We got our first chest and the quest. Okay, let's put it here for now. Let's put everything in that chest, like so. We can go ahead and keep some of the food we have here, and we can go ahead and get a stack of cobblestone. Let's do that. For that, of course, we're going to need to dig underground, which I actually want to kind of turn into a base sooner or later, but for now, it's going to dig for the purposes of collecting cobblestone. Okay, some iron ore, always useful to have. And this is going to take a while with how slow this pickaxe is, so I will see you guys in a bit. And there we go, got our quest. And I did find a few little tiny ores here while mining, so like yellow limonite and stone dust, as well as brown limonite and roasted iron, which most of them are basically iron and stone, so it isn't really that. Okay, so our next step is to craft a furnace, and that is going to require 3 flints. So looks like we're going to have to mine a lot of gravel. Now, I'd recommend usually finding these like surface patches of gravel. It just makes life much easier. Now, since there's a lot of gravel here, I'm actually going to be mining for a while here. I'm going to be collecting about a stack of gravel so that we have everything we need to craft the rest and get ourselves onto the Stone Age, which is the finally first tier. According to the quest book, it's actually the 0th tier, but you can. Okay, I think this is enough gravel. I've actually had to continue it with mining fatigue on, so yeah, and also going back to the base is going to be a very painful journey, but let's just get ourselves a little bit of some sugarcane. Nice. And actually, this is probably one of the best areas we've spawned in, since we have some oil here. We have the slime island up there. We have a lot of oil here, actually, but it is becoming nighttime, so we're going to need to go quickly back to our base. Where is our aluminium gravel? That is useful, but we're going to need to find our settlement quickly before the nighttime set. Okay, so at least I have a chance of showing you how the nighttime will actually look like. But yeah, this is how the nighttime will look like. And we still haven't found a settlement, so we're gonna have to AFK here quite some time, to say the least. Okay, I see some mobs down there. This is not good. So, while our inventory is full, let's actually get to claiming some quests here and there. So, just some flint, some coins, not really. Let's just click claim all. And we also have our choice rewards here, so I think I'll get the flint here. Don't actually get these stone loot packs. They kind of worthless. We'll get the chest. And I think this should be it when it comes to the awards we have to claim. Got a couple of coins, a couple of stuff here and there, and a loot pack. Let's see what is inside. Yeah, just some paper, nothing too fancy. And we can actually drink this apple juice. We do need a lot of food. And we can have ourselves a nice steak. Alright, daytime is approaching, and as you can see, everything is burning. We're just gonna wait for the zombies to burn a little bit so we can actually head down. I did find some aluminium gravel here. I don't know if I recorded it or not, but yeah, that's gonna be useful. We're gonna save a waypoint here till when we can mine it. Let's just go ahead and press B. We can say aluminium, since it's gonna be very useful later on, probably way later on, but still it's gonna be useful later on. And we're gonna check that there's no mobs around anymore, and I think we should be good to go. Okay, let's return to the base. Okay, turns out the base was like right here, away from the waypoint. Wasn't really that far away, but it's all good. We found the base, and we should be able to store all of our rewards in this chest. We can reward ourselves with a cookie here for doing all of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on crafting. And I just realized we actually had flint here, so that is pretty cool. And we can go ahead and craft a furnace. There we go. And now we can actually move on to everything we've just done to craft a bed. So first we need to craft a soft mallet. Apparently we need to actually craft it, so yeah, we can't just show it to the book. Yeah, that is why is this even a thing? Why can't you just obtain it? There we go, soft mallet. And then we have the bed. Good thing that counted. And then we're gonna do this one later, and I think we unlocked the Stone Age. There we go. We can start with the actual progression, but first I do want to actually claim the quest rewards here. Let's take the melons here, and we'll go ahead and take the everything here. Good thing it gave us a wooden door, because you did not want to know the recipes to a wooden door. We'll just take those off the list. And there we go. We have kind of finished this first thing. Okay, 8 sticks. We need to get 8 sticks for this. I don't think that's actually for the sticks themselves. This is probably just telling us how we can actually, farm stuff. So we are going to get into farming, of course, and kitchen and everything like that, but a little later on, when we actually have a well-established base. Okay, we need to submit it, I guess. And there we go. We got it. Great. Okay, so we can actually open these loot bags now. Okay, potion of water breathing. That's not too bad. And I don't even know what that is. And this. Okay, great. So we can now go ahead and move onto the riverside here. Start a little farm. Plant our carrots here. And you can actually get seeds by just right-clicking a shovel. No, right-clicking a hoe on dirt. And you can get seeds. We got kind of lucky here, getting the default seed from the beginning. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually plant some wheat as well, since this is going to be useful further down the line. And we can actually get started on our Stone Age quest line. We get a lunch bag, which is useful to store all of our food in. This will basically automatically feed us what's better. But of course, this wouldn't work now because all of the food has been kind of disabled here. Just eat the cookie, and we'll start with the collection. And this is what I mean by absurd amounts of sand and gravel. This is still nothing, by the way. This is okay. Let's get started with the stone here. We already have the cobblestone. Let's get 25 of them, and we'll get some of the logs, turn them into planks, and we can put them in the furnace to get smelting our cobblestone into stone. While this happens, we're going to go ahead and collect 128 sand, which we should be able to just do here at the riverside. Now we also need some clay here, so I'm going to be collecting it as well as the sand. That is the sand quest complete. Oh, okay. This right is the clay quest, and we found ourselves a bit of a whole situation here. Let's just go ahead and gather a little bit of dirt to actually cover this hole we have here, actually. So we're gonna need to, okay, we can't even, okay, that is really annoying. Okay, let's just eat a melon or something so we can at least mine a little bit of dirt, and we can cover this up as well as this up, and we have a perfect amount. So look at that. Okay, so here we are. We have our clay and our sand, and our stone has almost finished smelting. We're gonna need more fuel than that. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and place a torch here so that we can actually identify where the base is at nighttime, and we have our final piece of stone smelted. So we should have all the resources to start progressing further here and there. We need a mortar right now, which is going to be with stone and flint. This is basically going to allow us to crush some stuff instead of the macerator, which is a machine. And now we can go ahead and craft the clay bucket. So this is going to be clay dust, which can be actually macerated from actual clay, which will give clay dust. Then we're going to need 5 clay dust, and to get the actual bucket, we're going to smelt it. So we're going to need to go ahead and craft those into actual clay. This is not how you craft them. So we can go ahead and macerate them into tiny piles here. This is going to have to do for the time being. And I remember the recipe was a 4-to-1. Yes. Okay. So in theory, we should need about 20 of those. And we should go ahead and craft. Okay, we needed less than that, but that should be fine. We can go ahead and smelt our clay bucket here, and this will allow us to go ahead and actually pick up some water. I don't think this bucket works with fluids like lava or any hot fluids. It only works with like water, for example, but that should be good for the time being. Okay, so further down the line, we need to get into Tinker's Construct, which should be fine. Let's just go ahead and check some items off the list. Okay, this is to give us cactus. We don't really need this, but we'll complete the quest because why not? Okay, so paper. For this, we're going to need wood pulp, which is made from, I think, yeah, mortar with the log. We need 64 of them for the quest and 16 paper, which could be crafted from the wood pulp and the water bucket in the middle. So let's go ahead and get all of our logs that we have. And let's see how much this will make. So I think it's a 2-to-1. There we go. And of course, the mortar are broke. They have very low durability at this point, so we can go ahead and craft a few of them actually. Don't think that will be enough anyways, but let's just go ahead with it. And 42 for now. Okay, that's not bad. We can go ahead and chop just a little bit more trees, and I think we should be fine. And there we go. We got a stack of wood pulp. Let's actually get our crafting table now. Since we are going to need a lot of water, might as well place it next to the actual river so that we can keep refilling our buckets every time. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Just give me some time. And there we go. We got the paper that we need. And we can actually get into Tinker's Construct now. Let's go ahead and get the blank pattern. Okay, so first we're going to need to make the actual part areas here. The part builder, the stencil table, the tool station, and the pattern chest, which we'll actually do in the next episode of Gregtech New Horizons. Today we have set up our starting area. We have, in fact, got into the Stone Age, and we have all the basic resources that you need in early game Gregtech New Horizons. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next